We officially have a trade incoming for the Oklahoma City Thunder as Jonas Valančiūnas is officially on the trade market per the Washington Wizards. And this is the perfect opportunity for Sam Presti to trade away a young prospect that's never going to get any time with the squad at all and develop into what Oklahoma City wants him to be and go get a veteran backup big man for the Thunder. As in my eyes, I think Hartenstein's a fifth starter. And so we're going to need another backup center, another backup big to help us out in case we have an injury again. This is the thing. We're not going to just stay healthy all the time. We've seen that so far early in the season. So we have to go get someone. At the end of the day, we need some depth at the big man position, and we aren't going to have any if we get injured again. And odds are, with our history, we might deal with another injury, so we might as well plan for the future in this worst case scenario by trading for someone like Jonas Valančiūnas. But an article from one of my friends, Mark Nyland, over at Thunder's Intentions, he talked about some pass and pursue options for the trade deadline. He talked about Jonas Valančiūnas. He also talked about another person that looks like a good fit as well on paper that used to play for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we're going to break down all these potential trade scenarios and what I think is the best situation for us going forward, who we should trade for, and realistically what we should give up. Before we get into that, though, I have a quick little announcement. We do have a giveaway for the channel, and we're giving away a Loud Town Collective shirt. If you want to enter in the giveaway, how the rules are going to be is if you subscribe, you have an automatic submission, one submission there. Comments gives you better odds as well. Then finally, donations during stream. Every $1 you donate gets you another submission, better odds to win the shirt right there. So if you want to win the shirt, those are ways that you can win it. I'll also display photos of it in future videos and streams so you guys can see what we're giving away. Now that you guys know that, let's go ahead and get into today's video talking about Jonas Valančiūnas and how there's a trade incoming for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think there is. Plain and simple, I think there's going to be a trade coming for the Oklahoma City Thunder come into December, early January. That is my bold prediction. I think we are. Whether that be a star or just a role player that's going to help us add some depth, I think we are making a trade. Knowing Presti, I know he said early in the offseason, blah, 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 oh, we don't want to make the same mistake like we did last year and trade for someone that wasn't a good fit and run that scenario that actually, makes it a detriment to our team, blah, 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 blah. I understand he said that, but there are people out there that make sense for a trade. There are. Jonas Valančiūnas is one of those guys. I know a lot of people say he's a horrible fit. All right. Why is he a horrible fit? Because he's slow? That's the only reason? He's shown improvement on the three ball. He can pass it decently. He's a great rebounder. Everyone keeps going back to that New Orleans series. All right. That New Orleans series saying like, oh, we locked down Jonas Valančiūnas. We locked down Brandon Ingram. Jonas Valančiūnas was still getting 20 rebounds and 12 points against us. He was still doing what he usually does against us. Everyone keeps saying like, oh, we locked him down. We're fine at the center position. No, we're not. We are severely injured. We are severely injured at the center position, so why not go get some more size for this squad? That's my point here. Why not go get some more size? And I think it's perfect. I think it is perfect, all right? Like I mentioned, the Washington Wizards announced that Jonas Valančiūnas is available for a trade per Jake L. Fisher right there. Boom. So we know for sure he's on the trade market. So why not go get him, all right? Mark Nyland talked about it. He talked about pass and pursue options over on Thunder's Intentions. We're going to take a look at those right now. Look at some of the options he mentioned. Here's what he had to say about Jonas Valančiūnas. Okay? Though Holmgren may be sidelined for the foreseeable future, at some point this season, he will be making his way back to the hardwood with an expected return month being January. Before this, of course, they will soon be adding splashy free agency pickup Isaiah Hartenstein back into the rotation to man the middle. He's back now. This was made about a week ago. And then presumably soon after, J. Will also be cleared. At full strength, something the Thunder will have at some point this season, they have 3 quality pivot options already in tow. Adding a third, especially someone like Valanciunas, who can really only be used at the 5, would limit the team's desire to roll out highly versatile rotations, and he said this was someone that the Thunder should pass up on trading for. I agree with them to an extent, all right? I get it. He can really only play the 5, and that's why a bunch of people are concerned about trading for him. I truly get that. But the rebounding, the passing, all right, he would be our true backup center because I have Hartenstein starting at the 5. Fully healthy, I have him starting at the 5. Who does that leave us for backup center? J. Will, and that's it. All right, and I think he's a better power forward. I think at some point we're trading away Ousmane Dieng, so we might as well go get a backup center. That's my point here, and I think it would be a good target to go after Jonas Valančiūnas, especially if we can trade with Washington and make it a decent package. Nothing that's going to break us by any means. Not trading away like 2 or 3 players along with 2 draft picks for him. I'm talking trading away Ousmane Dieng and a first and second round draft pick for him. I think that gets the deal done. Right there, boom. He also mentioned someone else that I do find a little bit interesting. All right. The other person he mentioned, Jerami Grant, kind of makes sense. Kind of not really because of the size, but the wingspan, when you look at it, it makes sense. This is what he had to say. His versatility, along with his enviable 6'7" frame and 7'3" wingspan, would help bolster OKC's roster in a major way while their bigs remain out with injuries, and perhaps more importantly, once they return, especially considering he'd be able to be utilized anywhere from the 3 down to, if necessary, a small ball 5. For the right price, a reunion with Jerami Grant could be a very interesting idea for the Thunder to consider, and I like it, considering like one thing. All right, if we do one thing with him, we trade for him, I think he could slide into a starting 4 role and move Dub down to the 3. I want a world where we have Jalen Williams, J-Dub, playing the 3 instead of playing the 4 still. All right, once Chet is back and he gets moved back to the 4, he's already playing the 4 right now, but we're playing teams that are also severely injured along with us. Playing healthy teams in the playoffs, we need him playing against other teams' 3s. He thrives in that role. He can't be guarded by 6'10", 6'11" 4s and expect to excel like we expect him to. All right, we can't expect him to average 27 points a game when guarded by guys 5 inches taller than him. If he's going up against other 3s defensively and offensively, that's going to put him in a better spot. So Jerami Grant, if we trade for him, I would want him to start at the 4 or have Hartenstein start. Even then, you still need a backup center. This has been my whole point this whole time. You still need a backup center, and this is why I think Jonas Valančiūnas is a good option. Yes, he can only play the 5, but he has shown improvement on his 3 ball. He can pass it, and he can rebound. Are 3 things that we really are focusing on right now that we're trying to improve on. Playmaking, passing, all right, that's one. Jonas Valančiūnas is a good passing center, good playmaking center. Number 2, rebounding. He proved it against us in the playoff series against the Pelicans. He is a great rebounder. And number 3, can you shoot the 3 ball? He doesn't shoot it very often, but he has good splits shooting the 3 ball. He has shown he can make it if left open. So that's why it's perfect. But Jerami Grant as well, I get it as well. All right? I get why we would trade for Jerami Grant. I get why we would trade for both of them. And I get why we wouldn't trade for either one. All right? I truly get it. Jerami Grant, that 7'3" wingspan, all right, he can shoot it a little bit. He's athletic. He's mobile. We saw it when he was playing with us earlier on in his career. It makes sense as a trade. It does. I'm not saying that. In my perfect world, I just have Hartenstein starting. That leaves us without any size off the bench, especially if someone gets injured again. You have to have these backup plans, all right? You have to. With our luck so far this season, we should go ahead and have these plans in the back of our head. And that's why I think Jonas Valančiūnas would be a great trade piece. Then again, Jerami Grant, if he starts, I think that'd be a great piece as well. It just kind of depends what Sam Presti and company have in store. But like I mentioned, I think these are the perfect trades, and I do think there's a trade coming to Oklahoma City, whether that's end of December or early January. I do think we're trading for someone, all right? Because at this point, we got to figure out something to do with Ousmane Dieng. He isn't really cutting it. He's been playing well in the time he's been given, but we aren't giving him that time to excel and show off what he's really capable of. And so it's kind of pointing to the fact that we're going to trade him away, maybe to replenish on draft picks or to go get someone like I mentioned in this video today. That's all I got. Let me know who you guys want us to trade for at the trade deadline, if you want to make trades at all. And then like I mentioned, the giveaway, I'll be dropping more information about, how to enter for submissions and everything on streams and posts and other videos. So keep your eye on that. That's all I got. I'll see you in the next video.